What's up, guys? How's your day going? So I did something stupid today. I went and bought something else off of Facebook for my van. Now hopefully this doesn't blow up in my face like the last one did. Literally blow up in my face. So let me show you what I got. So this is what I bought off of Facebook. It is cargo box. When I went to pick it up, I did not realize how long this thing was supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be for skis or something, but it'll work for what I needed to do. So I only paid $50 for this on Facebook, and it looks like it's in pretty good condition. It came with all the hardware to mount it and keys, so let's see what it looks like when we put it on the van. Okay guys, the cargo box is all on. My husband did it for me. Seems pretty secure. Seems like the perfect size for the minivan, though. I think my husband says he thinks they actually had it on a Dodge Caravan already because the roof racks just lined up perfectly. So the reason why I wanted to get a cargo box for the van is because anytime we go camping, I hate having to put the chairs and tables and stuff that kind of gets dirty or wet if it rains into the back of the van. So that's what I'm going to use this cargo box for. It's going to be a place to keep my chairs, my table, probably my grill that I have, and any other stuff that kind of belongs outside or goes outside. I'm hoping to get like kind of a pop-up shelter that I can use as change room / shower / bathroom, and that would probably go up there too. Has anybody seen any tents that actually attach to the side of a minivan door? That would be ideal, because then I would just have to open the minivan door and be able to be right into the shelter. So if anybody has seen any of those, send me the link for them. So I'm sitting in my van. I thought I'd talk to you guys more about my plans for what I want to do in the van. So mainly, first things I would like to do is for my windows. I see so many videos of people who have these big huge panels for their windows that they have to take on and off, and it just looks like it's a pain in the butt. So I saw a YouTube channel, Forestry Forest. I think he does van life based out of Canada. I see that he has shades on his windows that he just rolls up and snaps into place. So I think that's what I want to do, because then you're not having to mess with the panels all the time. You don't have to find somewhere to store the panels. I don't need that much insulation, because when I am camping in the winter, most of the time it's going to be in warmer climates. And I have camped in my van actually in the middle of winter in northern Ontario with no insulation on my windows whatsoever, and I was still able to stay warm. So I think I want to go with the roll-up shades like he has. And I would like to get screens for these back quarter windows that actually open. Those open at night without worrying about a whole bunch of mosquitoes getting in. So for separating the drivers or the cockpit from the rest of the van, I think I'm just going to put a string going across and put a curtain there. And then that's it for drapery. Now for the actual build itself, my van is my daily driver, and it's still going to be my daily driver even when I'm not camping. So unfortunately I can't remove these back seats to be able to take advantage of the stow and go storage underneath. So anything I have to build is going to have to go over these seats when they're laid flat. So my idea is to build a bed section that will go along here, that can be slipped out when I'm not camping, that I can just remove and put in temporarily when I am traveling. So the bed would go here, and then at the back where the bed, so the bed would end about here, because I don't need a very wide bed. I would like to put a unit over on this side that on one side will be drawers for storage, and on the other side I would like for it to have a pull-out counter that I can use to cook off the back tailgate of my van. I would also like for the temporary piece that I built for my bed, for the front part to be also a pull-out counter that I can use for cooking. And then I would like for there to be 2 drawers built in underneath that I can use for clothing storage. So between the storage under the bed and then storage in that little cabinet that I have at the back, hopefully that gives me enough for everything. I'm a minimalist. I don't really carry a lot of things with me. I've seen people who put those shoe organizers right here on their chairs, an idea for storing stuff. So I'm probably going to do that as well. And really that's all I think I'm going to do to get this van ready to travel. So one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is power needs. So I don't see myself needing to use that much power. I see everybody and their father pretty much has a Jackery battery. Like if you're doing van life, you pretty much have a Jackery 240, a Jackery 500, or the bigger Jackeries. Everybody's got one. But I'm just wondering, do I really need one? So the only thing that I'm really going to use power for is charging my phone and charging my laptop, which I could do while I'm driving, or I could just turn on the van to do that. But I also have an electric griddle that I like to use to cook off of. Now, I don't need to bring this griddle with me. I'm planning on buying another stove that runs off of probably those little 10-pound propane bottles or whatever they are, and cook off that. I'm going to buy a new one now, not one off of Facebook, because I don't need it blowing up on me again. So between that little propane stove, I don't know if I technically need to bring my electric griddle along with me. But it would just be nice to have, just in case. I'm mostly planning on staying in free campsites and iOverlander sites. I don't plan on staying in campgrounds very often, so I'm not going to have access to shore power. So I want to talk to people. How many of you have started your van life with pretty much nothing for power? I know Crow, my Van City Van Life, started his van life with pretty much nothing for power, and he lived like that for a very long time. So if he can do it, then I guess I can do it too. Maybe eventually I get little solar panels or something that I can put on the roof of the van, but otherwise I really don't think I'm going to need that much for power. Now for water, I just plan on using those big like Culligan jugs that people put in their water coolers and just carrying those with me. And they make those fancy pumps now where you can put it in the jug and they're like electric, and you just have to press the button and the water comes out now, and you can just charge it through the van. So that's all I'm going to do for water, because I also don't use that much water. And for bathing, like I'm fine just jumping in a lake or jumping in a river to wash myself up. I don't mind going to truck stops to using showers if I need to. Or going to a gym and showering there, or a community center, just like the rest of you van lifers do. Now, my biggest concern with van camping is not keeping warm in the winter. It's how do you guys keep cool in the summer? Besides just having all your windows open all the time. Does a max air fan in the top of the van really help you stay cool? Is it worth it to get a max air fan? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Now, I know the minivan is just going to be temporary for me. I'm fully planning on purchasing a full-size van to camp in, probably in the next year or so. I think I decided that I'm going to go with a Ford Transit. I was going back and forth between a diesel and a gas, and of course the Sprinter, Transit, ProMaster, whatever. But I think I decided on the Transit because as much as I love the fuel saving aspects of a diesel and the power of a diesel, I plan on going to some pretty remote places with my van. Like I would love to take the highway up to the Arctic going through the Yukon. And I would love to do the LTH highway. And sometimes when I'm in rural areas, it's not going to be that easy to find somewhere to work on a diesel engine. So I think I'm going to play it safe and go with the gas-powered Ford Transit. Now, the Ford Transit just came out with an all-wheel drive version, which is really tempting to me. So I don't really know, like, what's better, all-wheel drive, or should I get a 4x4 conversion for it? Which one's better? I don't know. I have to do research on that, too. And also, I'm trying to decide between low top, mid top, or high top. Like, people who have high toppers, how much does it affect places you can go when you have a high top? Like, do you have to think about clearance? Do you have to think about the wind? Like, how much does that affect your daily traveling? My thoughts was going with a low top and having a pop-up penthouse on it. So the reason why I was going to go with a low top is, one, not having any of the clearance issues, and two, where I live, when we go camping, we have to cross the Mackinac Bridge. So if anybody's been in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and crossed the Mackinac Bridge, you know how scary it is to go over that bridge when there's high winds. So we have crossed that bridge many a times with our travel trailer, and I know how much you get shoved around with that wind. It's very scary, and it's not something that I want to have to worry about when I'm van lifing by myself. So if I go with a low top with a pop top, I kind of get the best of both worlds, because I can still drive around with a low top, not having to worry about clearance or not having to worry about wind issues. But when I'm at camp, I can still get enough room to stand up and walk around in. I'm only 5'5". I don't need that much of a roof to be able to stand up and walk around. Also, another reason I was thinking about going with the pop top is, yeah, my van is mainly going to be for just me, but there may be some times where I'm going to have 3 or 4 people with me if my husband and sons decide to come with me once in a while. So I need to be able to sleep 4 adults in the van and have them be able to stand up. Now, my husband is 6 foot, my one son is 6 foot, and my other son is 5'11", so they're quite tall. They need more headroom to get up and walk around, and the pop top allows us to do that, plus gives us an extra bed for them to sleep on. So people who have pop tops on their vans, penthouse pop tops with the beds, let me know how it is. Do they leak? Are they a pain in the butt? Like, is it just not worth it to have a pop top? Might as well go with a high top. Let me know what it's like, because that's the main thing I'm debating right now, is low top, mid top, or high top. Okay, so I'm going to close off this video. It's just a quickie little update on what I'm doing and what I'm working on. And I think I'm going to end off my evening by having a bonfire in my backyard. So thanks for joining, guys. See you later.